Hey pimps, in this video I'm talking about different ways cops can be, let's just say, a tad rude, maybe even gonna border on mean, or just plain dicks. Basically, I'm going over what cops do to earn some extra doubloons on the side and some general problems from our police force in our almost perfect country. But seriously, there are some clear issues I'm sure have been even more noticeable from recent events and generally from many instances in the past. So, have you ever been harassed? And I'm not talking about this pussy name calling or cyberbullying shit. I'm talking about stuff that gets fights started, wars started, like from a Karen or a guy you could definitely tell like dressing in white at night and was acting funny on January 6, 2021. Now, one time into a horrible 4-hour shift, I had just gone double rammed. I was actually demolished by this loud woman's voice. I'm pretty sure that did more damage than sitting right next to a speaker with Goofy Goober Rock on full blast, or that song the Jellyfish were playing. And while their entitled self is yelling, I'm thinking, a breath mint wouldn't hurt, and is this really happening? Now I'm only mentioning this because a police officer, who I thought was coming to my rescue ready to combat this very clearly loved as a child woman, and I thought he was going to confront her. And then he sides with the woman?
Trayvon, just go to the office.
What'd I do?
Just go to the office.
What'd I do?
Go, just go.
What did I
So out of pure spite, I'm making this video just ripping on our very gracious and caring police force. So yeah, they could be dicks. You know, and I feel like it's not crazy to say police can be some horrible people. And it's not like it's mean to say either. It's not like they're a minority. They have a whole squad of bootlickers coming to their rescue anytime someone says an amoeba of an insult. And you know what? Actually, I'm realizing this now, but policing is the dark souls of jobs. Yeah, I'm going full game journalist.
New face filters on Instagram today.
Yeah, even on the other side of the world, we have an Elden Ring type boss in the form of Mud Wizard that they have to deal with. They have to train night and day from birth practically. And they have to face off against the bosses in society, you know, the crackheads, white women calling them constantly.
Speak English.
I mean, come on. But to be honest, they are not an oppressed group in society. I mean, they're getting what's called a co-op city. A cop city, a multi-million-dollar project, an already over-policed state. I mean, what's even crazier is that no one even mentioned a dystopian cyberpunk edge runner reference. So besides that just tickling my nipples, I only want you, the viewer, to ask yourself, are the police really here to protect and serve, or are they just a bunch of power-hungry thugs in uniforms? Well, strap on your big boy pants and pray to whatever god you please, because the information in this shit sandwich is a stinker. I'm going to be talking about the different methods of corruption so you can be informed. And hey, maybe this information will spread awareness, maybe even save a life. And I believe if there's any groups that need to be challenged and critiqued, it's the ones in charge or with power.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Corruption of authority by accepting favors for services. The very usual. If cops get caught for this, they're kind of lame, you know. If you're going to be a corrupt cop, you might as well just go all the way. This is the very bottom of the barrel. Like getting free donuts if you're a cop. That's how the stereotype actually started, by the way. Don't have any statistics to support this, but you could just believe me, I'm trustworthy. When a cop works within an illegal scheme to give business to an organization by illegally referring customers to receive payment or more.
Shelly, I'm sorry your little friend was killed by Spider-Man tonight.
Theft. Taking advantage of goods like stealing from drunk people. Basically, the idea here is that they take from you and what are you gonna do? It's like if Batman called you a slur, I mean realistically, what are you gonna do besides get beat down if you say something? Now they do this when you're drunk, but it's just horrible because there are accounts of people reporting stolen items after an illegal search. The way this has been used is in seizures of money and drugs. Now I will say this, police are not paid well. I think it's pretty well known and it facilitates corruption like what I've been talking about. So to no one's surprise, they steal money and since most of them are better criminals than cops, they get away with it. Shakedowns, extorting money from citizens with the threat to enforce laws if police aren't paid off. Yeah, like Hello Kitty girls, they will beat you for no reason other than to entertain themselves or money, and this method is about the latter, in which police officers use their power and authority to extort money or favors for people. This can involve threatening to arrest or detain someone unless they pay a bribe, or using the threat of force or violence to extract money. Protection of illegal activities. Now, this is about systematically accepting bribes for protecting ongoing criminal activity. Usually, this means officers may be paid to look around the other way when certain crimes are being committed, or to provide a lot of information that allows criminal enterprises to operate more effectively. So, basically, just imagine Hank from Breaking Bad protecting Walt's business. Or just imagine the show normally. I mean, how can you not notice your brother-in-law becoming a meth kingpin and you're in the DEA? You could also erode trust in law enforcement, yada yada yada, if you had that already. Fixing charges, undermining criminal investigations or proceedings, such as fixing a traffic ticket by failing to show up to testify in court. In some cases, officers may be paid to dismiss or reduce charges against certain individuals, or to bring false charges against them. So if you don't like Randy who said ACAB, then arrest them on false charges. Or use this next method. Yes, this is the official textbook term, framing through dropping a gun on a crime scene. Police can source illegal weapons or drugs to frame someone they dislike or need to get rid of. Basic criminal activities, like cops using prostitutes or squad cars to do drug deals. Yeah, if you didn't guess it, police officers can be mighty fine drug dealers. So besides selling drugs or stolen goods, they use their power and authority to commit robbery or assaults, but in a police uniform. So yeah, meeting these officers is like dropping a dumbbell on your nuts and it being too heavy to lift. It's probably the shittiest situation you could be in.
Son of a bitch.
Noble cause corruptions. Officers that think it's justified because it may serve the public and greater good. Done by perjury, planting evidence, denial of basic rights, assaults or pressure to induce confessions, posing as a solicitor to advise suspects to cooperate with police, just everything. Basically, they think they're the Punisher, and I mean, might as well, they have their logo on everything. I swear, I've never seen a symbol get this twisted since the swastika. I mean, this makes me pissed off, not for like a nerdy comic booky way, but because it just doesn't make sense. The Punisher is ultimately just a guy in a trench coat that kills criminals without any other input, just on his own, and ultimately that's what police wish they could do. Now that you understand how these methods have been used and ways police have used it in the past to amass more power than the criminal element they persecute, now this is all just a window into the shadowy background to society's protectors and how they may do more than protect and serve.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit